Here we are for another episode of GW Unspoken. I've got a lovely young man who come over for dinner. How are you, mate?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good. Introduce yourself. Who are you?
My name is Connor.
And how do I know you? How does this relationship even work here? It's going to be a little bit weird here.
Yeah, your stepson. I'm my best mate. It's your stepson. That's how it works, I guess.
It is.
Ex-teacher, also best mate's stepdad.
That's it. So it was very interesting because I remember, because we'll name it. I met you at Pat's, and that was, I actually really enjoyed that school. And we're going to get into your journey about school in a minute. But then there's some really fun stories there, mate. So tell us a little bit about where you're at now, your age, work. I believe you're in an apprenticeship. So what's happening there?
So I'm a third-year apprentice Sparky.
Yeah.
So I've, straight out of, while I was in school actually, I started doing like 1 day a week. And then that came into like a full-time job and then just kept going from there. I'm loving it. Yeah, and then there's some days where it's like, ooh.
Yeah, okay.
But it's good. I can't see myself doing anything else.
Okay. And any near misses, near dangers, shocks, anything like that? Any good stories there, or you've been pretty safe?
Oh, no, I've shoved a drill through my finger a few times, but it's what's when you learn, and I guess that's what's meant to come.
You learn the hard way, I suppose.
Yeah, well, you learn a few times the hard way, I guess.
And what's it like? I'm going to jump around here. What's it like on the job site? Is it blokey? Is it? Are you around a good? Like, I don't want you to bag a crew, but is it generally on job sites? Do you notice? Is there like a certain masculine way you're supposed to behave as a tradie?
Very much so. Very much so. It's like the way we're talking now. It's very similar, but I guess it's more. I'd say almost bogany. Okay. Like it's. Yeah. I'm here. This is what I'm doing. Okay. You should know that I'm here. Okay. Sort of thing.
Yeah, right. So how would someone like me who's no good at handling anything and a very sensitive new age guy, how long would I last on the job site, do you think?
I think things are changing a little bit.
Okay.
Because you'll find that people aren't just going to go off at you for no reason. Unless you're doing something stupid. Yeah. Which, everyone's going to do something stupid.
Yeah.
A lot of people like pick you up under their wing. And
nice. Okay.
They'll try and show you if you got to communicate it though. So if you tell them that, hey, look, I'm not too confident with this. Yeah. Do you mind showing me a few times before I do it? Yeah. Then it's like, all right, we'll teach you and then we'll watch you do it and then you can go do it and I'll check up on you from time to time.
And it's definitely different from what my experience or even walking past job sites. I know a lot of times when you're younger, just walking past, being very intimidating, hearing people like swearing out and yelling at people and, talking about can't wait to get home and be with their missus or get on the drink or whatever. So I don't know. I thought it was still, maybe my stereotype was still the same like that.
Yeah, there is a bit of that still, but I think it's starting to calm down. It's still very only talk about like blokey things. There's no like you couldn't go up to someone on the job site and go, "Hey, look, I'm having a bad day. Do you mind just having a quick chat?" Because it's you don't really have time for that sort of thing. It's more of a you get in, you get your job done. Okay. At lunch you can have a bit of a chat, but normally it's just a bit of a joke around and then after you can do it too, but again it's just a joke around, but everyone wants to get home. Okay.
Get it done, get home, do your thing. Yeah. Tell me a bit about school. Like I know that you said that you weren't a fan of school. I think you were part of our pastoral group or what it was called back then. You're in there. I remember most mornings going there and it was really hard for me to fire you up to get you excited about anything. I kept giving you a hard time. Going, mate, there must be something you're excited about, but it just didn't seem it was for you.
Pastoral group? What's that?
Isn't it before school? Like that little group before, like we used to check in before you go to period one. What was that little group called?
Tutor group.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I don't know if I was in your one.
I thought you used to in the back there a lot of times. I used to come up to you and say, mate, what's that? And you used to laugh at me and say, get out of my face, mate. I don't want to be here. Like it just felt like when I saw you in classes you weren't interested in being in school.
No, I'll be honest, it wasn't my cup of tea. Yeah. I was always been like hands-on type of person. Yeah. I love thinking, but I can't sit in a room, look at a screen and just listen sort of thing. Like, it's just not interactive enough. Yeah. Even I find that now. So I'll go back to TAFE and they'll go, all right, we're going to get you to take notes all that. And you just sit there, you're sitting there listening to this teacher just ramble. You're just trying to take as many notes as you can.
Yeah.
You can't take any of it in.
Yeah.
Because they're like, you've got to go. You've got to go. And then, so your brain's just going 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And it just wears you out real quick. So, you start to nod off a bit. And I'll be honest, I may have had a few naps in classes over the years. But
he's being polite. He's talking about me. He's looking at me winking here. And it's interesting to say that because I know there's a stat going around, and I don't know how they do these stats, but they reckon that if you listen to someone, you retain about 10%. If you see it, say on a whiteboard, whatever, blackboard back in the old days, you retain about 30%. If you look and see, it's about 50%. But if you actually do it and then teach someone else, it's about 75% you actually learn. So
100%. That's even in school, say I'd be doing math.
Yeah.
I may not actually get something, but the person next to me might go, "Well, do you get it?" I'll be like, "Well, what I think's happening is we're doing this, then this, then this." And then it somehow just clicks, and then I've helped this person out, and then, they might help the next person out. Or if I'm struggling with something, like I've just explained to them, they might get it, and then they can go, "Oh, actually you do it this way." Yeah,
okay. So that's right. So you need to learn how to, I guess, like on the job site, right? Like you were saying before, they tell you, they show you, you do it with you, then maybe you show them and show someone else. That's cool.
Yeah.
So what was it? Was there anything about school you did like? Like I actually loved teaching at Pat's there. Loved the guys there, and great. Was in the crew, awesome. Definitely took me under their wing as well. But even with you guys, like I loved just being part of that environment. And it wasn't just because it was an all boys school. Like it was the first all boys schools I went to, but it just seemed like there was some kind of camaraderie or something there. But you said it was there something for you that you actually enjoyed at school, or nothing? Or was nothing?
Look, there were bits, you're in class, you're having a bit of fun with your mates, I didn't really take it too serious, I might sit up the back with the teacher and we'll have a bit of a chat, or we'll watch a movie together on my laptop while everyone does work. But
that wasn't me, by the way, right out there, yes.
That or, a few times the teacher's like, "You look like you've had a big day, just honestly put your head down, have a nap, do what you need." You had those things where they just felt for you. There wasn't, "You've got to do this, I'm paying you to do it." It was where we're going to be a bit lenient here. You're actually doing pretty good because you're learning. You're not having to go do it and get paid to do it. So no one's expecting you to be there 100%.
Yeah.
I guess I'd miss that, but in enjoying school, I'd have 2 lunch breaks a day. I can't complain. I'd be sleeping every day. Well, to my standards now, I'd be sleeping every day.
Yeah.
And you'd be home, and then after that, I probably don't have to do homework like I did back then.
Yeah.
Which, that's a big weight off the shoulders, but
you
got good things and bad things.
Yeah. And what about, and you play a bit of sport too. You're a bit of an AFL man, aren't you? You're still playing a bit of AFL?
Yeah, I still love my Aussie rules.
Yeah. And you played a bit for school as well?
I did. There was 3 years that I played for school, and then I also played basketball for school for pretty much my whole school career. I loved basketball. I stopped playing Aussie rules for a bit so I could play basketball, and I ended up going, "Nah, I prefer Aussie rules."
Okay. And do you think it sort of helped you as a young man to the sport? Was it like a bit of a cathartic effect where you could actually feel like you could put a shot on, or you get some aggression out you might have, or like, is that what you found with AFL, or was it more you wanted to win, or was it more just being with the boys? Was there something about AFL you really liked?
I'm not 100% sure. I don't know why I like it so much. I'm not a very aggressive person.
Yeah.
I will be assertive, and I'll be like territorial. I'll be like, "If you're going to come here, you better watch out."
Yeah.
But I don't think I've never gone out to like hurt anyone or anything.
Yeah.
I've never been able to go onto the field and switch into that thing.
Okay.
I think that's probably why I'm not as good as what I could be. But I think what I got out of it is, one, I'd have a team. I had somewhere where I felt like I belonged, and then I felt like I needed to show up.
Yeah.
I felt like this is my responsibility now.
Yeah. Nice.
This is where I need to be. I got to look after these blokes. I got to, by looking after them, it's going to look after me.
Yeah, nice.
It's going to be a big, happy family.
That's huge, and that's like a very mature on your shoulders, mate. Because even we talked to the group. I talked to a group of life skills class the other day, and we talked about the difference between belonging and having acceptance. And acceptance means, you know, you act a certain way just to fit in with the crowd, but belonging means you can just be whoever you are with all your vulnerabilities, you know, maybe all things, all your negatives, and people still take you on board. And it sounds like you had that in your teams, mate. So
Everyone.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
You don't, it's really daunting. You go into a new team, you're like, you probably would have experienced heaps of times. Yeah. You go in a new team, you're like, I don't know anyone. What am I going to do? Who am I going to hang around?
Yeah.
Who am I going to connect with? And you get there and then everyone gets around you.
Yeah.
They make it known that they want you to be there.
Yeah,
and it just makes you feel so like you want to keep coming back.
Yeah. And that's sport in general? Sport, yeah?
Yeah, in general.
Yeah, so good. And that's I think one of the best things about sport, isn't it? Especially team sports. Like you said, you don't want to let your teams down, like you said, but also, you know, you don't want to let them down, but also you want to actually step up and be accepted for who you are.
Yeah.
And you talk about that word connection, which I actually love, those authentic connections. We had a bit of a joke over dinner. We always in this podcast invite people over dinner so we can suck them into the podcast later. So we've got you. But it's interesting how we talk about connections and the real connections. And we had a bit of a joke about the phones, didn't we? How that sort of changed. And you're talking about the little, what was it on the laptops you used to do when the teacher was coming around and
old tab.
Old tab. People out there, young teenagers, you know. I'm on to you guys now. Don't worry about that old tab. But you've seen it, obviously you said on the workforce, haven't you, where people are now starting to get more and more addicted to their phones?
Yeah, there's definitely I've personally tried to stay away from it because I know I've met a few tradies which they see you on your phone, they're like, why are you on your phone? Yeah. But you'll see, even at work today, there's a bloke, he's like meant to be in charge and he'll go do this, go do that, go do this. And then he'll sit there and have a chat with someone and then you'll see him scrolling on his phone or doing this and that. And it's like, well, you're giving me orders, but you're not doing anything yourself. And you're putting all this pressure on me, but I don't see you getting up and leading.
Yeah. And that's the word leadership, right? Our leaders are supposed to pave the way and we usually copy and see, monkey do, right?
Yeah.
Same thing, class. I'll get on my phone to mark roles and kids will say, oi, you're on your phone, sir. You said not to be on our phone. What's the deal? I felt saying, hey, I've got my degree, mate. I'm supposed to be in charge, but it does look that way, you know. And it's I know. I just think there seems to be a lack of connection, real authentic connections now that since the mobile phone's been out.
Yeah, I see that too. Yeah. I think there is a way that they could be helpful.
Yeah, but
I don't think we've got there yet.
No.
I think we need to work on that more to make it work a bit better.
Yeah. So what now? What's the plan for yourself? So third year apprentice, where do you see yourself maybe in the next 5-10 years? Have you thought that far ahead? Like have you got a massive goal ahead?
I'm just trying to take it one step at a time. I'm just living now. I want to get it done. I just want to get my apprenticeship done and then I don't know, I might go work in the mines for a bit because I've always wanted to do it. I've worked with a lot of people that have worked in the mines and, you know, they're like, all right, yeah, it's pretty good. Just make sure you're very cautious. You don't fall into the trap of almost every miner, which is, you know, I'm making heaps of money now. I'm going to spend it like I'm a millionaire.
Well, I remember even teaching out in the Cloncurry when I first started teaching, you know, go Friday night for a nice pub meal and you go to the bar, grab a drink, and next thing the miners would come in, they'd open up their wallets, mate, and there'd be like wads of 50s in there, like, what the hell's going on here? Like, you know, but you also hear some really bad stories about, you know, some really, really tragic mental health issues that happen with people on the mine.
Yeah. I think that might be from going a bit too long. You know, you get addicted to it.
Yeah.
Money, I swear it's a drug.
Yeah.
You get addicted to having that much money, you're going to fall into a trap. It's just going to take you over and that's what happens. People become real sad because of it.
Because one focus. We're talking about mines. You're talking about you know being part of a group and belonging. We know it's Men's Health Week in November or month, in November. This is a tough question for you. I'm going to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
What's a man these days?
Man.
If you had to define what the characteristics of a man is, what would you say? Apart from the physical character, what would you say is a man these days?
Oh, someone that others can look up to.
Yeah.
It doesn't, well, when I say that, you can look up to a female too.
Yeah.
But it's that person that's, willing to be there. You just think of the ideal father figure. Like that's strong, independent sort of person which knows how to like talk a room, knows how to have a conversation, knows how to be that person, pick you up when you've hit the ground and also give you a tap on the shoulder and go, hey, mate, your head's too big, go back down.
Level out, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that because I find there seems to be a real disconnect with boys at the moment, young men, and they talk about masculinity or an alpha male, and sometimes some alpha males are thought as aggressive, and it seems like some of our young boys are lost. Even our 16 to 18-year-olds, even 14-year-olds, they just seem like they seem lost. They don't know what it is to act as a man.
Yeah, going to a all boys school, you see a lot of that. Like everyone's like trying to be dominant, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But it's the people they're not trying to dominate.
Yeah.
But you can tell that they are like a person that holds themselves high.
Yeah.
Those are the people that, you go, that person's a good person.
Yeah.
Whether it's a man or a woman, like
yeah. It's those characteristics, right?
Yeah, it's
not domination. It's all about they've got themselves in order and helping others and there for others.
But you don't have to be a nice person to be a good person.
Explain that for me. What do you mean?
Like, the saying, nice guys finish last.
Yeah.
You don't have to be the person that's going to go, oh, you look like you want to win. You can go ahead. Because what's that going to do for that person?
Yeah.
You're not going to drive them to be better.
Okay, yeah, I get you.
So if I'm a nice person, I'm just going to let you walk all over me. But if I'm a good person, I don't have to be a nice person. I have to be a good person, which means I'm going to push myself. I'm going to do what I need to do. I'll give you a hand, but ultimately it's your choice if you want my help.
Yeah. And so there's obviously a lesson learned behind that. There's always, is that what you're saying? Like if you're going to be that good person, then they're going to learn something from that experience.
Yeah. Don't let people walk over you, that's the difference between being a really good person and being a nice person.
Yeah. Okay. So as an example of that, for example, if I have a wrestle with my daughters and I absolutely dominate them because I'm like an extra 45, 50 kilos, then that should be fair. Like that's still fair, isn't it? Like,
well, I don't see why it's not.
Talking like two blokes here. That's funny. Tell me a bit about, let's go back a bit. Do you have like a funny thing you've ever had like on a job site or in AFL or at school? Is there anything that sort of stands out where you think, oh my gosh, I still remember this memory and it's hilarious? Like, is there something you can think of that's sort of at least no more than PG rated that you can discuss on the show?
Maybe I shouldn't say
it. Answer this one.
So when I was young, me and the old boy, we used to do karate together. We at this particular school, you knew where people would sit up the front and you'd work your way back. And I remember the old boy was way up the front and here I am sitting in the middle and like, you think you're going to let a silent one out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't silent.
Oh, no.
Was not silent. And
no.
I don't think I've ever been more embarrassed in my life. But I just remember the old boy. He just started laughing and looks back at me. And the teacher turns to me and goes, "Do you got to go to the toilet, mate?" And I'm like, "No." He goes, "You're going to pardon yourself?" I'm like, "Sorry." And the old boy just lost it.
He's very mature, Dad.
He just lost it.
Oh, no. I still remember some of the funniest things I had, which it was at Pat's with you guys, and I think we were discussing it over dinner, was when I had your guys for a supervision because I only did on contract for a little bit.
Yeah.
And you guys would be lining up and Decky was there, so Rachel's my stepson, and his eyes would just go, "Oh no, here comes Woody." Oh no, and you guys were all laughing, but you guys knew what was going to happen.
Well, I didn't actually know that you and his mum were together at that point. I just always saw him and his head had dropped, and then you go, "Oh mate, I'm going to have to see a parent teacher interview," and I'll be like, what have you done, mate? And he goes, don't worry about it.
We'd sit in the class and I would always G him up with something. He'd call me Gareth. Hey, it's Mr. Woodford or sir. He's like, oh, okay, whatever. Okay, mate, you're being smart with me. I have a parent interview with you tonight. I'm going to talk to your mum tonight. He's like, oh, will you just stop it? And all the boys were just giving me a hard time, mate. I worked out every time.
But I don't, as soon as I found out, and I started calling him Gazza from then on,
That's right.
even in class, I'd go, hey, Gaz. And you'd be like, oh, Connor, what's going on? And I'd be like, it wasn't like you were a teacher, but I felt like we were also mates in a way, you know?
Yeah, look, I've always had that teaching approach. I've always trying to, obviously there's still professionalism there, but always have, I like to work with, I always say it's our classes, never mine. I think it's, you guys are if you talk about business as a school as a business, like you guys are the clients. So, you guys are number one. Everything should be centered around you guys. And I had a ball. Like, I know, I think I got the last 10 minutes of every lesson. I was bored as myself going, because I know you guys either on your video games, or which I didn't know about, or you're well behaved. I'm like, okay, I'm done. Let's play some noughts and crosses on the board or something stupid.
Literally. Well, I think I actually learned. Like, it wasn't a serious learning environment. I think it was laid back, but it was encouraging. And I think that's where it was very different to a lot of the other teachers who go, you're going to sit and you're going to listen, or you're just going to write notes, or you know, it's more interactive, and you just feel like it's a more welcoming environment.
No, that's good to hear, mate. Appreciate that. And connections, everything, isn't it? So it's good. Ready to finish off with a bit of fun?
All right. Shoot away.
I'm going to give you a word, and you have to think of the next word that comes in your mind. You ready?
Yep.
You look nervous over there.
Wait, does it have to be a word, or can it be like a phrase that pops in my head?
Look, we don't want a novel, mate. Okay, it's got to be.
No, but if you say,
there's going to be some arguments on here.
If you were to say, like you said, green circle, and then for some random reason Michael Jackson popped in my head, would that be considered an answer, or was that
that'd be considered counselling? I'd have to try. Does Michael Jackson come with a green circle? Okay, you can have a phrase if you want to have a phrase. I don't want any arguments here. Okay, sleep.
Confusing.
Work.
Fun.
School.
Boring.
Chocolate or lollies?
Chocolate's good. Lollies, not so much.
Do you have a favourite chocolate?
Plain.
Oh, dairy milk.
Yeah. I don't know. I think less is more.
Do you? Well, I'd like to give you one of my Rocky Roads once, homemade Rocky Road.
I love a good Rocky Road, I'll be honest. Yeah.
Okay, well, we can work something out there. Food.
Yum.
Alcohol.
Also yum.
Are you a morning or night person?
Oh, both. No, not really a morning person, but I make it work.
What time do you get up now for work?
Like 4:45.
Ouch. What time are you normally in bed?
What time am I in bed, or what time am I asleep?
Or go to sleep. What time are you normally asleep?
I am one of those people that stays up thinking a lot.
Yeah.
So I normally don't get to sleep until 10, 11, sometimes 12, or
What are you thinking about?
just life, events that happen through the day, events that happened maybe years ago that just pop back in your head, and then, or like ideas, like, oh, I want to build this, I want to build that, I want to build this, and you just think about it and it just rolls over.
Oh, nice. Okay. What do you think of rude people?
Can I say that word?
You can't swear. No. Next. Okay. Girls.
Fun. What did you expect?
Cars.
Also fun.
Do you have a favourite car? Do you have
Ooh. Yeah, this is changing a bit. It depends.
like a dream car? If money wasn't a problem, what would you get?
I think I'd go be a Land Cruiser.
Yeah.
Like, the 70 series Land Cruisers, but the wagons. I'd love to get one of them, take the back seats out, put like a bed there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're ready to go.
Mate, I reckon that'd be awesome because, for work, you take the bed out and you just put things on top of that little.
You wouldn't be one of the shifty characters like with like panel vans, the curtains across that, would you?
Well, how else am I going to block out the sun?
Yeah, I'm worried about this. I'm not like where this is going.
I've got to sleep in sometimes.
All right, favourite food at the moment?
Steak.
Steak?
I'm loving a bit of steak at the moment. For a long time it was pizza, but we got to go steak.
Okay. Do you have a favourite beverage?
Oh, water.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
I don't drink it. I find it hard to drink water.
I love a beer. Like weekend, you're tired. You know, you have a beer. It's like relaxing. But I don't know. Just you're thirsty. Water just
It's
good.
it's what we're supposed to have. I find it very hard to drink water. That's for training. But I went to a brewery with a mate once, and like I'm not a big drinker, but I remember I'll never forget this phrase. I said, "Beer is 4 parts water." I went, "I'm done. I'll just drink beer from now on." But I didn't know to stick too much.
Nah, next morning, no good.
No. Here's a bit of a tough one. This could be, you mightn't have it, but do you have like a favourite, like a saying? Is there any saying or a motivational quote, or is there anything that sort of you live by or you really like?
I've actually got one tattooed on me.
Go on.
Que sera, sera.
What's that mean?
In Italian, it means what will be, will be.
Is that the next line of that song?
What line?
Of that song, isn't it? So, isn't there a song that says that?
Que sera.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the next line is?
What will be, will be. Yeah.
There you go.
That's my favourite saying. It's like, just don't stress about things that you don't need to stress about.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's like fear. I reckon 80% of fears doesn't even happen. So,
Yeah.
and you're Italian too, aren't you?
Half. Mum's side.
Okay. What's your favourite movie?
Favourite movie?
Yeah.
Ooh, don't have one. I love every film.
See, just for once, I'd love to do this podcast and someone answers the question properly. It's like Rocky 1.
Rocky 1.
Well, he's Italian stallion. Don't you bag it?
I love a good Rocky
Okay.
film, actually. Apparently,
I get aggressive there.
I'm not a boxer, but apparently his boxing's not too great. But it's not about the boxing; it's about the story.
It's a love story, really.
Yeah.
Have you got a go-to joke? Are you a joker? Are you a joker on site, or do you have a go-to joke or anything?
I don't really have a joke. It's more of like a quick wit sort of. Here we go. Like
Yeah, okay. So you didn't do like ones like why was the sand wet?
why?
Because of seaweed.
Oh, wow.
Do you like that one?
Oh, my dad has a favourite one. It's we'll say PG, but you know the
13 plus.
yeah.
Okay.
What kind of bees make milk?
What?
Boobies.
Showing me up on my podcast and jokes. How dare you? I can't use that one at school, but we'll use it at home. We talked about the most funniest moment ever, which is a little bit
What's the
the
funniest?
karate.
one?
Was it a karate thing?
Oh, that's off the top of my head, maybe. Yeah.
It was G-rated. Okay.
There's a few ones with Declan that happened on a few nights out, but
We better keep that.
Yeah.
You can tell me that off air. Make sure mum can't hear that one. Well, his mum can hear that. What's his I talked about it before, it's Men's Health Week. What's something that Connor does if he's feeling down? Like, I know there's a lot of things. I think you said gym before, but what is something you do if you're like feeling down, out, busted, mentally drained? What do you do?
actually, not too long ago, I was in that exact situation. I was like, I need to get out. I need to just go do something. So I went for a drive,
Okay.
crank up the music, but you know, everyone's going to play sad songs when they're sad. Nah, play happy songs.
Okay.
You play happy songs, I tell you, you know, you get going, sing along,
Yeah.
your mood will lift.
That's nice. Okay. So down, you're trying to get some music into your head. You go and change the lift.
Music changed the world.
I don't mind that. That's good. All right. Couple more questions. What does Connor want to be known for?
What does Connor want to be known?
If you were to write your own eulogy right now, which sounds a bit weird.
Eulogy. Never really thought about that.
I saw this once before. Really good book I read, Building a Story Brand About Business, and he said start doing some goal setting. And we all done goal setting and smart goals and that kind of stuff to death. But he said start with the eulogy. If you're going to write your own, what are you going to be known for?
Being a friendly person that knew how to be a good. Be a friendly person that made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because money's a drug and
Yeah.
everyone
give you
loves
options.
it.
Yeah.
I'd like to be known as a happy person
Yep.
because, you know, everyone's can be a Debbie Downer sometimes,
Yeah.
but are you going to be happy or are you going to be sad? Sometimes it's not a choice, but most of the time you can make it a choice.
Yep.
Yeah, just a friendly, loving person. That's me.
Nice. I like that one. Who would you like to be in a room with for a day? if you could pick 3 people right now, could be anyone in the whole world.
Does Jesus count?
You can have Jesus there with you if you like.
But Jesus is already there. So does that mean
You're setting me up here.
God's already there? So I still got like 3 more.
Well, you got the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. You're done. You're finished. There's 3 right there.
Maybe my grandfather,
Okay.
on my dad's side.
Why is that?
I never really got to know him.
Nice. Okay.
I'd like to have a bit of a chat because I hear a lot about him.
Okay.
Apparently I look very similar.
Oh, okay. He was a handsome man too.
Make me blush. Yeah, I don't really know. I'd like maybe someone like Stephen Hawking, someone that's smart. Because what he said was, if I'm the smartest person in the room, I'm in the wrong room.
I love that.
I think that was him.
Yeah, that's good.
Could
Let's
be
go with that.
Wrong. Yeah,
He was Superman. He was pretty cool.
he was. And then, I'd love to meet someone like Michael Jordan, or actually my favorite AFL player of all time, Nick Riewoldt.
Yeah.
I'd love to meet him.
Yeah. What would you ask him? What would you say to him?
I just want to hear about what he did to get where he was and what happened to him that made him go, like, I got to overcome this and then push forward, and how he did that.
Yeah. Learn from experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Good answers.
Or I should have, if there was a 4th, I'd chuck Gary Woodforth in there.
Well, you'd have some comedy there. You'd have some comedy there, wouldn't you? I can't. I'm going to say, if you wouldn't be, a room would be fine, but like a deserted island, I'd be no good. Like I couldn't even
You sure?
crack a coconut, I reckon. I'd struggle.
That head looks pretty hard.
Jeez. He's ready for dad jokes already. Holy hell. All right. Connor's down to his last $10.
$10.
Yeah, it's not even going to buy a steak. So you're down to your last $10. What are you buying?
Well, I probably shouldn't buy a slapper or a lotto ticket, so
Would you?
we'll put that one out. Well, hopefully the missus doesn't hear this one. What would I buy? I don't know. I wouldn't. I know there's, because I've seen a lot of things of going to St. Pat's, I know that if I'm ever hungry, I know there's somewhere where I can go.
Yeah.
I might buy someone else something.
Oh, nice, man.
You know, you see, there's always someone that's less fortunate than you.
Yeah.
So why would I spend it on myself when I could, even if I give you half and, you know, maybe you can have a meal too, and we can go get a $2 Macca's burger together.
Yeah. This is why your eulogy's already written, mate. See, like, don't die yet. I'm just saying, like, it's this is why you're going to be the man you are. That's an exact example. I'm a young man being less selfish and thinking of others, and that's one of the things we talk about in Innate Code. Like, one of the biggest things we talk about is having purpose and leadership and gratefulness. You know, but serving others. You know, it's like they say is when people are feeling depressed or anxious and they've got a dog at home and you pat the dog and the dog wags its tail and you naturally get endorphins back because you know the dog's happy, you become happy.
Yeah,
and I think serving others is great. Mate, loved having you on the show. You had a very mature head on your shoulders.
Love being here, mate.
Mate, you killed it. You actually nailed it. And no doubt when you're in these millions, you're going to think of me, obviously.
Oh, mate, we'll have to do another podcast in a few years when I've got it in my back pocket.
Well, you could maybe buy me some more equipment and, you know, we could have a big studio here.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll start dream building now. I'll start writing them all down. We'll get you to sign something down here.
Yeah, you'll have to add it into my dream building already.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do that. Mate, thanks.
Gary's podcast.
Thanks for coming in, mate. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me.